How's it going, people? Welcome back to Lee's channel, weekend roundup, all of that. You already know what it is on the Monday evenings. We're back again. Lee, how's it going, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah,
Roller coaster of a game yesterday,
yeah, we're gonna get into that.
boy, Jesus Christ. And I did the show with Rants earlier. Man was vexed, bro. He was going mad.
Ah,
I don't think he's very good friends with Harry Maguire.
listen, I don't blame him, to be honest with you, mate. I don't blame him. Even Saeed's turned on Harry Maguire. He used to call him Harry Beckenbauer, and
You know what I mean?
nowadays he's dropped that tagline.
Yeah, more like Harry Bramble.
I like it.
Bramble in disguise, bro. Seriously.
It's all bad. We're going to discuss FA Cup a bit as well. We might as well and just see
Yeah,
who
man.
we pip as the favourites. Europa League, obviously, we're still in that, so there's a lot to discuss there. But let's start with the West Ham one. Yeah, I'll reiterate what I said last week. I don't really keep up with social media and everyone's thoughts on it. So, Lee, what was your thoughts on it? I know you do videos every day, so the chat probably knows your thoughts, you know. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on it.
Shambles, if I'm honest. And I know you're not really a social media guy. I know you do YouTube, but you're not on social media
Yeah.
all day or checking it every day. And like, bruv, the way our fans are cheering this draw is like we won the final of a Champions League.
Listen, regardless of me not being on it, that doesn't surprise me. You know, that's something I don't miss.
And if you don't subscribe to that theory, then you're negative. Well,
Yeah.
sorry, I don't expect to be 3-0 down to West Ham. Yeah, 3-0 down to Man City, perhaps. Okay, cool. I can maybe take that one if we fight back and we get a draw. Maybe, yeah, cool. Yeah. But West Ham. West Ham. Bro, binoculars to see the players on the pitch. It's mad. It's mad, bro. I was fuming. Like, when I see the starting 11, I was like, okay, well, Chambers at right back. That's a bit of a weird one. But okay, cool. At least it weren't Bellerin.
I thought it was stronger than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I thought, okay, he's giving Abba another chance. I wouldn't have played Aubameyang. I would have left him at the squad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have played.
I think we both want to see Martinelli more, so I think we agree with that one there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have played Saka. I think I'm coming off of the back of going off the other day with a tight hamstring.
Yeah.
Why are you playing him?
Yeah,
like no sense. I would have played Pepe and I would have played Martinelli, and then I would have gone with Laka. But other than that, yeah, I was all right with it. Just them two, really. That was the only two changes, excuse me, that I would have made. But, bruv, Callum Chambers, like, he got man of the match in the end, yeah, from Sky Sports. I don't know how they come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
And then everyone's jumped on him. Like, oh, should he be our right back for the rest of the season?
Is that what people are saying?
Should we give him this? Can he be the right back we've been looking for and save us a fortune in windows in the summer? I'm like, it's one game. And he got absolutely destroyed.
In that first 30 minutes.
In that first half. Yeah, Mikel Antonio and Jesse Lingard roasted him.
Yeah.
Literally. To be fair, he spun it around. Yeah, because
he did. Tierney had a performance like that recently where I forgot who he was against, but the first 30 minutes he was on the ropes, but he pulled it back. Who was? Oh, that was Man City. That was Man City.
Yeah. But he pulled it back, and he was one of 3 players that, for me, could walk off that pitch and say, "I've done all right today." Odegaard was another one. I thought he was quality, and Lacazette was my man of the match.
Fair enough.
Yeah, even when we were 3-0 down, bruv. He was the only one that, along with Odegaard at that point, at 3-0 down, where I was thinking, you know what, you actually fancy it today. Yeah. And then when they came out in the second half and they're ready to kick off, he was wagging his finger at Aubameyang and like talking to it. I was thinking, I don't know what he was saying. It was probably in French or saying, I can't live with French, bruv. Yeah. But Aubameyang just kept his head down, like just putting his head down. And Laka looked vexed, bruv. He was going mad. So I was like, okay, but how we kept Aubameyang on for 81 minutes, shocking.
I agree with you on those 3 names before you continue. But I'd give man of the match to Odegaard But I understand Lacazette. You know, I understand that
Yeah,
completely.
you can argue them two either way. They were both brilliant, mate.
Yeah,
Really,
100%, 100%. To
Callum
be honest,
Chambers,
if we were better at finishing, Chambers could have had a couple more assists as well, and maybe then he would have been entertained for man of the match. But yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, we can't forget the first 30 minutes. Not just Chambers, but overall, we can't forget the first 30 minutes.
And that's the thing. There were so many bad performances, man. Like I love Tierney to bits. What was he doing on that second goal, the free kick? He literally turned his back and started having a mother's meeting. And it's like, you're an experienced player, albeit you're young, but you have won trebles in Scotland. You're part of the best team in Scotland, yeah? And you turned your back on a free kick and started walking off and talking to your mates. And what was Leno doing? Like, I don't care how many people tell me that was a good goalkeeper, bruv. He's been an absolute liability in the last month.
Yeah, he has done a couple of things where it's cost us goals directly, and that near post one yesterday. I don't know. You know, it's one thing about 7 players turning their back on the free kick. It's another thing Leno getting beaten with a poor strike, because it was a poor strike.
Yeah,
you know,
spaghetti wrists, spaghetti arms. Like, what was he doing? Like, and the thing is, it all happened so quickly. But he was probably the only one who was switched on. Funny enough.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what are you doing near post? Like, as a goalkeeper, near post is like, you can't do that. Yeah, and I mean, we showed a bit of fight. Don't get it twisted. We fought back. We got the point in the end. We could have won it in the end. But let's have it right. They could have been 5-0 up. 5-0. Duchek missed 2 headers in the first half. The second one, I think, was more of a half chance. He was stretching really high for it. The first one, he's got to bury that, and he normally does. Yeah. And if that was us down the other end, we'd be going mad. How have you missed? Yeah. I had Corey on from the West Ham way. He said, now I know what Tottenham felt like going 3-0 up against us.
Listen, it's happened to us a few times over the last 10 years where we've been on the receiving end of people clawing back 4-0s and 3-0s.
Yeah, man. Bro, it was good to see that they had some level of fight.
Yeah.
But let's have it right here. Going 3-0 down to West Ham is a disgrace.
Acceptable. Yeah.
A disgrace.
And that's what's to take.
All due respect to them because they're having a good season. That is a disgrace.
Yeah, that's why I say you can't forget the first 30 minutes. You know, we can enjoy the fight back. We can enjoy that we got a point when it looked like we was getting nothing and embarrassed. But if you take a step back, can you enjoy a 3-3, to West Ham when you're 10th and they're fighting for top 4? It's very difficult.
If they won it, I think they would have been right behind. Well, they would have been level on points with Chelsea.
Yeah, they would have been.
And we're 9th. So we're cheering going from 10th to 9th by clawing back a 3-0 deficit at West Ham. Is that how far we're falling, bruv? Really? Like, it was good that we come back and all that. And listen, none of us ever want us to lose, of course, yeah? Big up Saeed in the chat. Is that the real Saeed or is that the fake Saeed? Because there's probably fake Saeeds everywhere. Somebody check that account for me, please.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, because man don't normally spam like that. So I'm thinking that's a fake,
Yeah, it must be. He can't be in here talking anyway with United and the FA Cup.
I'm saying, Harry Beckenbauer.
I doubt it.
But no, for me, it was like, I look at it and I just think, people have been banging on all season about he's fixed the defence, yeah? Bruv, we've conceded 4 goals less than Brighton.
Yeah, it's still not a good defensive record.
6 goals less than Fulham, and they're in the bottom 3. Brighton are teetering above that, yeah? And I'm sorry, like, he's killed off Aubameyang. Maybe Aubameyang's to play, has to take responsibility as well. Turning up late for Tottenham is a disgrace. Yeah. He should have had a month off. Ban him, fine him for a month, and sit him at home. Yeah, and just say, bugger off, don't want you in training. Yeah, because that might wake him up. There's something seriously wrong with that guy this season. And I don't know whether it's that, like Chig said, maybe he's tapped out on Arteta. I don't know. Because
I'd have to say that's probably last on the list because he signed with Arteta, so he can't be one to turn around and tap out. Otherwise, that tells you as much about him as it does Arteta, I think. So I'd hope it's not that. I hope it's not that.
I don't think it is that, if I'm honest. Yeah, as much as I can't stand this manager, I don't think he's given up on the manager. Yeah, you can see that in some of the games he has done well this season. He is literally up and down that left wing fighting for everything. But he's been more bad than good this season. And that's seriously going to hinder us if we want to go deep in the Europa League. Because I think that if we ain't on it, we ain't winning it, bruv. we'll probably get slapped by Slavia Prague. Like, if we play like yesterday, we're getting battered.
I told people when the draw came out, I said it can be an Arsenal United final, but it can be Villarreal Ajax as well, the way Arsenal and United go about business.
Can you imagine if he wins it? Jesus Christ, he wins it with Villarreal. Could you imagine? Fucking hell.
Can you imagine? Oh, maybe we'll have them in the semis if we get past.
Lifting the trophy, by the way.
If we get past thing, we'll have them, innit? Who have they got next? They've got
Dynamo Zagreb.
So
their last 2 games in Europa, they've conceded 1 goal and they've scored 8, and they had Salzburg and Dynamo Kiev. 2 tough teams, man. And they got a shit team. I looked at their team earlier, bruv. They got Alberto Moreno, Raul Albiol, Foyth, who plays for Tottenham, Capoue, Coquelin, Parejo's a pensioner, Bacca's a pensioner. Bro, I don't know how he's got them there. I can't lie. That's a madness.
Yeah. But
you've got an exposed account as well, have you?
I don't know what I got. What is it in the chat?
Yeah, come on, Turkish exposed, bro.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. What is an exposed account?
I don't know, man. These men just start uploading clips like it's a surprise. Like they take a clip off of your channel and then try and expose you. Yeah, like it's a surprise. I put it out there. Like,
it is what it is. It's funny because people think. It's funny because people think opinions don't and can't change, and that's one of the biggest problems in football fans, in my opinion. You know, people might love someone, and 4 years later, that someone is not that someone anymore. But that same person will still love them because of who they once was. When in reality, that doesn't help your football club. You know, at the end of the day,
I had one on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and they exposed me about being a flip flop because of my thoughts on Jack Grealish, right? And they took a tweet from 2016, I think it was, or 2017, saying Jack Grealish is just an overhyped waster, basically. And then I put a tweet out that particular night saying what a player Jack Grealish is. Yeah. All the comments on it were fucking Villa fans saying, yeah, but at that time he was being benched because he was shit.
Yeah.
Basically just deleted the tweet at the end.
That's why when things are taken out of context, you know, people can try and talk as much rubbish as they like. But that is the main thing. Opinions change. And that's the beauty of time, you know, because that's what time can do. I once loved, for example, Ozil, you know, and you'll find interviews of me saying we let Ozil down as a club. You'll find interviews of me saying, in fact, my first few videos when it was the World Cup or the Euros, I believe, I brought out a video saying lay off Mesut Ozil, you know. He's having far too much criticism, but 2 years later, you know, I want him out of the club because that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Based on what you're witnessing, and if it's a continuous, I don't know, like downward spiral, then eventually it becomes a problem for your football club. And just on that, I don't think Aubameyang's going to be that. I don't think Aubameyang's going to.
I don't think so.
All off that Ozil had, but I do think he is a problem at the minute. And I do think that by continuously overplaying him, that is an issue.
I'd agree that it's a problem because he's been late to the North London derby. I believe he was late to a COVID test earlier this season before a Europa League game. And he obviously had that tattoo incident, which we don't really know the full extent of because it seems like someone was in his bubble that does it, but it is what it is. It's just a few too many stories that in the 2.5 years prior to this new season, we didn't really get many of those stories from Abba in terms of, you know, being late or being unprofessional, or I know COVID is a rare time, but being, you know, breaking the law in a sense in that little episode there. So I think there is reasons to worry. I just don't think it's the same as Ozil in the sense where his head is down and he's gonna continue going downhill from here. I think we can still get a lot out of Abba. You know,
same. I think that like he's still our top. I think he's second top goal scorer, one behind Laka this season. Yeah, in all competitions. So like that kind of sums up where we are though this season, doesn't it? The fact that Laka's having a decent season and Aubameyang's fallen off the wagon, and they're there or thereabouts the same. I think that tells the story of the two, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and now I've been open recently, and for the whole season that I've said at the end of the season, we need to move on from two of our strikers because they both got a year left, and one of those is Laka. And I know Laka now, especially after 2 goals yesterday and a couple good performances here and there, people are hitting back at me saying, how dare you say Lacazette needs to be sold?
But that's us in a nutshell, Turkish. We're reactionary. One good performance from Callum Chambers, which was, let's be real, a 60-minute good performance.
Yeah.
The other 30 were crap. Yeah. And all of a sudden, he's got to be the right back for the future. No, he ain't. He ain't good enough. He ain't good enough. If we want to have aspirations of winning a title, he ain't good enough. If he's good enough to maybe be a squad player, but not a starting 11 every week. Yeah, he's a decent player. He's the least of our problems, put it that way.
I agree.
But yeah, man, I just think like there's other players in that team that need to go. Laka's down to the last year, and Nketiah's down to the last year. You know, what do we do with Saliba? What do we do with Torreira?
Yeah.
What do we do with Guendouzi?
Yeah,
there's 3 players that Joe Willock and Maitland-Niles. There's 5 that are out on loan. What do we do with them? If we sold all of them, we could probably get 80 million, 90 million, 100 million, perhaps.
We'll get some. Well, with Laka and Eddie, it's hard with a year left, especially Eddie, who's got a year left and he's done nothing.
Let's say we got 10 for Willock, 10 for Maitland-Niles, 10 for Eddie, 15 for Guendouzi. So that's what, 45?
Yeah.
20 for Laka. There's 65. Yeah. And then Torreira, let's say.
How much 20? Have we paid for him? 20, 25, something like 20.
Let's say we get 15.
Yeah.
Okay,
that comes up.
Yeah, 80 million. And 80 million. And then that's without anyone else going. They're just players on loan at the moment. That's and Lacazette and Eddie, obviously. But you know, I just look at it and I think this summer's going to show exactly what we want to be as a football club. And if we don't go out and do what's required, we're finished, mate.
That's my thing, Lee. You know, I'm still asked to this day, are you Arteta in or Arteta out? And I literally can't answer the question because my focus is on what this club does. Like, for example, Odegaard, yeah?
Sorry, I didn't mean to pin that. I meant to delete it.
Now, for example, Odegaard, yeah? We've seen enough to know, like, what he's brought to the side, we've missed in abundance. You know, the composure he has in the middle of the park in the key areas, and the football mind he has, we've missed it for a long time. What will we do as a club? Will we wait till the final day of the, season before we discuss with Real? Or will we, kickstart it now potentially? Will we confirm the signing in maybe May before the season finishes? Will we do something proactively where I can say, okay, done and dusted. Now the transfer window can be focused on these areas. Or will we start the transfer window, opening negotiations with Odegaard and it dragging out for 5, 6, 7 weeks, ending with a loan spell with no obligation. These are the things I'm looking at, Lee. These are the important things to me. And I just want to get through a couple of the chats because I missed one from Joseph earlier who said Xhaka and Oba were awful yesterday. And I'll agree with that. And here's one from DVS saying Oba was a huge headache at Dortmund before he left. Lee definitely talked about that before we signed him. It's getting harder to support him. I remember that problem. With that problem, I'll give Oba the benefit of that. They did speak out about him. And they kind of started, I'm not saying he was right, but they started the outside attention, if you can call it that. And then both sides got dragged through the mud in a sense. Nippon, big up Nippon. Hope you're well, my guy. Lee, can I come onto your channel during the break?
I think we agreed that I'd come on yours, bruv. So we can certainly do that, definitely.
There we 100%. Go. There we go.
Hit me up, man. It won't be this week. Contact me next week. And I'm stacked this week. Literally every day's chocker. But next week, I'll have a few slots, man. I'll jump on yours for 20 minutes.
I don't know how you do it. I'm busy enough as it is, and I don't even have many videos on my channel. So credit to people like you and Rance.
My job. I have to put content out now. Do you know?
Yeah, it's true.
I'd love a week off, bruv. I really would, but
it's
I can't.
True.
I just got to keep going.
It's
true. The thing is, it's so fast paced, this industry, that if you stop for a week, you're finished.
Yeah.
I've done that before, bruv. I nearly killed this channel off about I don't know, 6 months after I'd started. Not even 6 months, 3 months after I started. I didn't upload for 3 weeks because I had some dramas going on. And man, literally when I did upload,
even 4 days has an impact.
Yeah, you just have to be there, man.
Yeah, I've just been missing 3-4 days here and there, and it's having an impact. So credit, like I said, credit to people like you and Rance who just continually bring out the content. Carl as well, big up my guy. I have to shout out the YouTube pairing of dreams. Big up to you both. Love Carl as always. And you mentioned something just a minute ago that reminded me of Arteta in terms of you said, not reminding me of Arteta, something he said, and you said if you rest, you fall behind. And Arteta mentioned that recently when initially, when I read it, I thought he was talking about the transfer window coming up, but he was talking about the transfer window just gone. And he was saying, in general, you can't rest on your laurels, whether you're winning the league or whether you're trying to catch up to challenge. And he said, if you have a transfer window where you go backwards or you don't do enough or you don't do anything, that can set you back 2-3 seasons. Now, that for me is him putting pressure in the right places. What did you see?
Yeah, I see that. The thing with him is like, bruv, you know, these football managers they just move crazy, bruv. Like he said that after Villa when the aeroplane flew over, he said no, they're giving me their full back in and this and that. Yeah, and it's like, you know, he obviously ain't going to come out and say no, they're arseholes, is he? Let's be real, right? So he is going to come out, but the way he said it with such vigor and passion, like, no, they back me. I was like, boy, we're in for a big summer.
Yeah, I know.
We signed Partey and Gabriel and that, but it weren't enough, and we knew it. Me and you knew it weren't enough anyway. Yeah. And everyone celebrated it because of the way it was patterned out by doing Partey on deadline day. So everyone just forgot about the rest of it. Yeah. Whereas if they'd done it on day one, everyone would be like, right, who's next? And then we don't get anyone, then it's a drama. This club's PR is amazing.
Yeah, they've done very well in that aspect. That's the best thing they do have running, the PR.
Oh, well, and the merch. The merch is nice.
Yeah, I put that in the PR bucket as well. I think that's all part of it, you know.
No, it is. But as for Arteta, I don't know what to believe from him, if I'm honest. Like his comments, you're right, did put pressure on because they've gone out there and they've gone global. As we know, every time he speaks, it's Arsenal Football Club. It's massive. It's worldwide. But is it premeditated? Like that's why I do his press conference reactions, but I might stop doing them next season. It's a load of bollocks. It's just absolute crap. Like seriously, bro. He even said on the press conference for this game just gone, David Moyes is doing a fantastic job, but it's easier when you basically reading between the lines. It's easier when you haven't got Europe and you have a whole week to prepare. As soon as he said that, and I read it out, I said that's the excuse for us not winning this weekend. Yeah. And that is, a week. You have a week to games, whereas we're playing every 3 days. It's Arsenal. We've been playing every 3 days for about 25 years.
I don't know whether it's my time that's been a bit more limited since the new arrival or whether it's the bit of the same old. But you know me as well, Lee. Earlier on last year, my passion, if you can call it passion, for press conferences was back because Arteta was saying a bit more than Emery and Wenger. But I haven't watched a press conference properly. I mean properly for maybe it's been a little while. I can't even say the last time I watched one. And that's a natural. This has only come up to my mind now. That's natural. So I have to ask myself why. And I guess it's a bit of the same. You know, if you're constantly being told the same thing week on week, and sometimes it's twice a week, it does get jarring.
See, what they do is on the Europa League games, after the game, they'll do his post-match. They'll do his post-match, but then they'll record the pre-game for the next game on the weekend. And then what they do is it gets embargoed and then they just drop it out on Friday. So you don't get a full press conference for the Sunday game after Europa League. But bro, I can't lie, it's jarring, it's boring. Like listening to him, he's gone away from everything he was when he first started and took this job. Yeah, because he's always been arrogant. You can see that in his press conferences. He's like he's quite rude at times as well.
And sometimes arrogance is good, you know.
That can be a good thing at times because it shows a bit of authority. Yeah. Right. But when he first came in, he was like, his words were, "We should be challenging for the title regardless of the squad."
Yeah.
Now he's coming out with, well, we need to keep evolving and keep buying new players, basically. So it's like, well, what's changed from your first press conference then?
Yeah.
And that's why I don't, he just winds me up, bruv. Like, seriously, he just irritates me to the point where I just have to switch him off at times. Like after the games, I don't get to watch it because obviously I'm watching the game on mute because I'm doing the watch along. Then I'm doing the fan cam. So I don't actually see the post match anyway until later. Well, as soon as it comes on TV, after about 30 seconds, I'll just turn him off. It used to be like that with Wenger as well. Yeah, Emery, I used to keep it on just for the banter level, if I'm honest. Like good evening and all that. But yeah, his PR is very, very good because there's so many fans that rate him based off of how he talks. Yeah. oh, we're gonna be this, we're trying, and we're doing this, and well, you're not doing nothing. We're 10th. Well, we're 9th now. But in terms of summer and putting pressure on, do you really think he's the type of manager or the type of person that can go with his begging bowl out and say, I want this player for 80 million quid, sign him? They're not.
But what do you make of the being made manager thing then? Is that them?
Just another bit of PR. Just PR, bruv. Yeah. See, for me, the difference between a coach and a manager, I think, is irrelevant.
Yeah, so do I. I just don't understand what they meant by it. Is it them passing the blame because they know this ain't going to work out, or is it them believing in him and saying, "Take it on, mate. You know, we've got your back." Which one would you lean more towards, or would you just say it's plain and simple? You know, we want a positive news story. We just won the FA Cup. Let's make him manager.
Probably that, if I'm honest. But it's probably all three. Just won the FA Cup. The fan base is buzzing. Everyone's hype. Yep, Arteta's now manager. It's a show of faith. But it's a double-handed one because, excuse me, it's a double-handed one because if it does all go sideways, which I think it has already, then they can go, well, you're the manager, mate. And attack him. So it killed all three birds with one stone because everyone was buzzing. So we've given him the promotion as manager, which means he gets more of a say. What a load of bollocks. Like he didn't get a say anyway. Yeah. And then it shows a show of faith. So he thinks he's got the show of faith, and he surely has. Of course he has. He wouldn't still be in that job if they didn't rate him.
Yeah, not after November.
Not with them results, mate, this season. Disgusting. But at the same time, it then gives them an easy out card. Well, you're the manager, mate. Yeah, not the coach anymore. You're not head coach.
Yeah.
Because Pochettino, I remember, used to argue with Tottenham because he wanted to be the manager, not the head coach.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah? And I suppose in his head, he probably thought, well, they don't trust me. So it is a trust thing. And I do think, listen, I'd rather have a manager than a head coach.
Same.
Yeah, I think it just shows a bit more authority, a bit more, I'm the manager of this football club. I'm not just a puppet. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But I suppose when you strip it all back, it probably don't make any difference.
Not really, because I'd rather a manager, but I'd also want a director of football. It's not like I want the old school where it's just the manager and, you know, the whole responsibility is on them. No, I still want a director of football who remains regardless of the manager. You know, someone who's there regardless of that manager. So he knows what's going on around the club. Obviously, if the manager gets it wrong, he can pick up the pieces and put in another manager there that he believes can work well with those resources. Obviously, after a few managers down, if it doesn't go well, then you look at the director of football because you've had a few examples that haven't gone well. So I think you agree with me there where we want him to be manager, but we also want that modern day director of football to kind of help him out.
Yeah, but you've got to pick the right guy. And I don't think Edu's that guy either.
Yeah.
For me, it has to be Overmars.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. I'd agree with that.
He is a legend of this club, Overmars, for me. Yeah. Edu, albeit was in an invincible team, and you can say he's an invincible, he's a legend. Well, is Seagan a legend then?
Yeah, that's fair. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
And Seagan, I don't know how many games Edu played, but listen, they were both.
Edu was part of a legendary team
now than he was back then, bro. I've seen him for Arsenal against Madrid Legends game, in Real Madrid Stadium, the Bernabeu, right. Seagan's better now than he was back then, but Edu was bro. I can't lie. Edu was sick. He was a good player, but he wasn't. He was a squad player. Yeah.
He was a squad player, 100%.
But for me, I'd rather someone that I've said this to you before. I'd rather David O'Leary somehow involved more because he is Mr. Arsenal. That guy gets it. Yeah, I'd like to see some of our ex-top players come and do coaching. You know, can you imagine walking into training every day and Henri's coaching you?
That's the most worrying thing. I think did we mention it last Monday where around the same time it was Edu coming in, Arteta came in obviously as manager halfway through the season, and there was a time David O'Leary was rumoured to come in, and I think we mentioned it last Monday how I was worried, or we were worried as to why he didn't get what he wanted out of everyone. We just talked about Arteta becoming manager because he wanted it, but David O'Leary wanted to be on the board. And that worries me a lot because, you know, as much as manager is in the public eye, the people on the board is where it really matters. And if you're not allowing someone like David O'Leary on that board, after admitting you want him in the club, did you just want him in the club as a puppet? You wanted him in as a puppet.
Yeah, they said that he could have a non-voting role or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah.
And it was just like, you do know that this guy is probably more Arsenal than all of you fucking arseholes put together.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? It's mad. It's actually crazy, bruv. And like I've always thought that Tony Adams should have a role at the club, defensive coach.
Always. Yeah. Anything, Tony Adams, anything. Even if he's just there every day with the players walking past him, he's an inspiration to anyone that's at this club.
Can you imagine though, if you're Rob Holding, who I don't particularly rate, and you've got Gabriel there. Gabriel, obviously, everyone will know who Tony Adams is. Yeah, let's be real. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone knows Tony Adams, and what he is to Arsenal. Can you imagine coming into that football club training every day, and you do your training with Arteta, and then he says, right, all the defenders go with Tone.
Yep.
Can you imagine how much better we'd be?
All you midfielders go with Paddy. And all the wingers go with...
It's mad.
All the wingers go with Robert.
Let's go with Thierry. Yeah, go with TC, bro. Go on, get on your
bike.
That's
how I envisioned it. You know when the Invincibles happened, and then slowly but surely it all came to an end in terms of the legends one by one dipped or retired. I thought to myself, they'll be back soon enough, and we'll have the core of the Invincibles in the dressing room and in the backroom staff, and we'll be back. Didn't happen.
Yeah, but do you know what? I know for a fact that a few of our Invincibles have been banned from games. Unless they're on commentary duties for TV channels and stuff. Yeah, like media duties. They're not allowed in the ground. And that's because of what they say about Wenger at the time and about the club. So maybe some of these players don't want the job. Maybe they're just happy to chill, bruv, and don't want the work. Maybe they just want to retire. I don't know. But at least ask the question.
Yeah, exactly. But when you see Bergkamp somewhere working, Overmars somewhere working, Henri Vieira trying to get into some sort of, some
work, didn't he?
Adams,
he tried.
Listen, he tried because he was a mate of his, gave him an opportunity. At the end of the day, Arsenal Football Club should be giving him an opportunity, not a mate that, runs Granada or whatever it was at that time anyway. Let's just get a couple of these super chats in as well before they leave the screen, Lee. Jonathan says, you either have to build to a player's strengths like Leicester did with Vardy. If you like pace, or you need a strong physical striker who gives you more than goals. Laka does it, but it is too small. And I tend to agree with that. I think Laka gives you more than Oba, but Oba's more productive than Laka. 100%. Regardless, I just feel neither are going to take us to the promised land. One, because Oba's age, and two, because Lacazette's tried, tested, and he hasn't got over 15 league goals in a season. And this is coming from someone who, on my channel, the videos there, said he was Player of the Year 2 years ago.
I said it. I loved him 2 years ago. Since then, he's been shit.
Yeah, I'm not. It just hasn't worked out.
It's mad. And the levels of like yesterday, I thought he was superb. Yeah, I really did.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
And the last few games he's played has been good. But is he playing for a contract now?
That's the worry.
He's got a year left.
Because then you think to yourself, do we learn our lesson? All the people that are now attacking me saying, how can you suggest selling Laka? It's not. Ask yourself how you don't suggest that when he's got a year left on his contract, when you've seen various players leave this club on a free year after year, leading to financial troubles for the club. How can you not say that when, with a year left, he hasn't achieved what he should have at this club for 50 mil? We bought Giroud for 16 mil and he had better statistics 3 years, 4 years in than Lacazette at 50 mil. And I was one of the people that was happily selling Giroud at the time and thinking we've made an upgrade with Laka.
Do you know what? They made a great point on the game the other night, the Chelsea game, the other afternoon, sorry. They said, I think it was, I can't remember who it was that was on commentary, but they said, I think it might have been Alan Smith or Paul Merson. And they said something like, do you think Giroud's been massively underappreciated since he's been at Chelsea? Yeah, and whoever it was, I can't remember who it was, said he's been massively underappreciated at Arsenal as well. Yeah, he goes like for 16, 15, whatever million it was that we bought him for. Goes, if you actually have a look at the impact this guy's had on Chelsea, not just Arsenal but Chelsea, they're big boys in this league, big boys in Europe as well, and they took a punt on him, and bro, to score the goals he scored for Chelsea is mad. The goal he scored the other night, the bicycle kick, fucking hell.
Yeah, that was a good one as well.
That was a big boy goal against a proper football team, mate. Atletico ain't like mugs. They mugged them off over 2 legs. Yeah, and it's like he's been a big part of every manager that's been in and around that team since he's been there. Like, 100%. He don't start every week, but that's standard. But when he comes in, he never lets you down. And I think, do you know what? Looking back at it now, we totally underappreciated that guy at Arsenal, man. I think he's in the top 20 all-time scorers for us.
No, we did underappreciate him, definitely. I think a lot of us, fans in general, we tend to just be one side or another and not kind of stick with maybe he's good off the bench. It's either we want him or we don't want him. And we forget that players off the bench in rotation in modern day football matter as much as, the players starting at times. So I think we forget that. The signature says he has ruined more players, I assume he being Arteta, than anyone. Balogun, Saliba, Martinelli, and should have played Emil Smith-Rowe earlier than he did. Saka was always a star. Salute. Hope you guys and your families are well. I'm all good, my guy Lee.
Big up to the signature as well, man. Look at this guy.
Yeah, come on.
I bet he mentioned Xhaka. I ain't even looked at it. I bet he mentioned Xhaka.
Of course he did. Flo
Joker, bro.
Flo and Xhaka hand in hand, mate. It just goes. It goes like bread and butter. Big up Flo. He said, "Don Xhaka 20 games in a row. Put some respect on my guy's name. My guy's here to stay." This super chat is said with chest high. Turkish, I'll be great show. Appreciate the support as always, Flo. But I think you would rather start that sentence with Don Xhaka, 20 games, 7 goals, 10 assists, 56 tackles, and all of this rather than 20 games in a row.
It's no coincidence the guy played 20 in a row because he don't fucking move, so he's never worn out.
Trust me, he's all right.
Every time they go forward, you get the lorries, they go beep, beep, and nothing going forwards.
And as soon as someone hits him, he's down. So it's just like he's protecting himself. He's good. He's good.
Big up Flo, man. You're a joker, bro. I swear, that guy.
Listen,
every time he comes in my chat, he mentions the Xhaka, bro.
He has to. Flo has to. 100%.
My boy Granite, a proper Granite, not this one. Yeah, not that guy. My boy Granite is Albanian. Yeah, right. Even he's given up on him. Yeah, even he always messages me and he goes, "What's your agenda?" No, he don't say agenda. He goes, "What's your problem with Xhaka?" I said, "It's fucking shit." Yeah, he's a Villa fan. Yeah, right. And he's been banging on about Xhaka for time, bruv, to the point where I went and got his name on the back of my t-shirt when we signed him. Yeah, like, I've written that t-shirt, by the way.
It is, mate.
Even he has tapped out on him now. He said, "No, I see why you got the ump with him now because he is shit."
Listen, I get it with Flo as well, because when someone comes from the same country as you, when someone comes from the same background as you, there's a bit more to it. You want them to succeed, especially when they're in an environment that you don't often see people from that background succeeding. You want it to work. I get that. With Ozil, for example, no one wanted Ozil to work more than me. Nobody. You might have wanted it as much as me, but no one wanted it more than me. Guaranteed. But it didn't work. And what can I do? Do I, dig my heels in and act, like his shit didn't stink by the end? No, you have to be realistic. And regardless of the background, where they come from and all that, Arsenal Football Club, I love them too. Like, I love my people, but I love Arsenal Football Club too. At the end of the day, I'm going to talk about the best interests of the club. And your brethren, Granite, he's had enough of Granite, so...
No, dude, you're right though. When it's like me with the youngsters coming through, the English youngsters. Yeah, it's like I want you to smash it in that first team, man. Yeah, because you're one of us. You're an Arsenal.
Yeah, of course.
Old at the club. I want you to smash it. Yeah, Fail End. I've called it Fail End, bro. How many people come through Fail End?
Yeah. Wilshere was a big one. I was banging on about Wilshere for years, and then push come to shove, we had to change our opinions and say it's not going to work out.
It's mad. You could only go at Ashley Cole and Jack Wilshere at a push. Wilshere obviously failed because of the injuries and that, but he was still quality, wasn't he? But other than that, how many other English kids have come through that academy and smashed it? You're struggling after them too. You are.
I can't really are. Then you start thinking of who? Jermaine Pennant and
well, yeah, Jermaine Pennant. He actually ruined himself though, didn't he? Like another one. He fucked his career up, that lad.
100%.
Yeah, he was a good footballer, man, but totally fucked himself. But he was lucky though, man. He went to Liverpool. He done all right at Liverpool, didn't he?
Yeah, actually, he did. Yeah, he did come back a little. Obviously, Liverpool weren't the Liverpool of now, but yeah, he did make a little name for himself after. We're 40 minutes in, nearly 500 people. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. We're just going to move on to Europa League now as well, because essentially that's all we got left in us at Arsenal, Europa League. And a few weeks ago, we spoke. Well, I say a few weeks ago, I think it was February, we spoke about our chances in the Europa, and we pretty much agreed that we have little to no chance. Now we've seen, since Napoli go out, Leicester go out, Tottenham go out, and a couple others that could have caused problems. Is there more chance now? Do you see a light at the end of the Europa League tunnel?
Do you know what? The way the draw panned out, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't want to get Ajax or Roma, bruv. Yeah. We didn't want to get Man United. Yeah, like we'll get them in the final. Yeah, we'll 100%. Wait for the final. Yeah, we'll wait. Can you imagine? He gets to the final and beats us, his first trophy for United, after never getting to a final. Yeah, but at the same time, we said it right at the top of the show. Unai Emery is not to be messed with in this competition, bruv. Yeah, he's won 3 in a row. He's got us to a final and got battered, but he got us there. Yeah, and we were shit last season like with that team, with that squad of players. We weren't as good as we are now with the squad. And the squad he's got now, I wouldn't write him off. And I do think we are going to get him. I do think we'll beat Slavia Prague. It ain't going to be easy.
Yeah.
And I do think that they'll beat Zagreb. And bruv, it's going to be a madness night. If we win, we're in the final. If we don't win, it's Unai Emery that has knocked us out of the semi-final. It's like, bruv, I would not put it past him to win it. Yeah, I might even stick a score in it myself because it'll be decent odds.
To be honest, Villarreal, they've fallen off a bit.
By the way, they'll be clipping that. That'll be going everywhere in a minute.
Of course it will. Of course it will. Especially if we manage to do them over the 2 legs and get to the final. From the other side,
I do think we can win it though. Real talk. I do think we can win it.
Is there someone to wake up? Is there someone you don't want from the other side? If you had to pick one team you don't want from, I think, is it United, Ajax, Roma, and Granada? Is it Granada, the other one?
Yeah.
Is there one team you don't want there?
Probably Roma. Yeah, I think Ajax, they'd play into our hands because they're attack. Yeah, and we'll just batter them on the break, I think. Although they are a good team, a very good team. So I probably shouldn't say we're battering. We couldn't even batter fucking West Ham, mate.
Is it weird for me to say I don't want United? Because as much as...
United, that's the thing. All 3 of them, Granada, well done to them, man. They're just a tiny little tin pot club, in Spain, with all due respect to them. They're tiny, bro. That is the equivalent of MK Dons.
Yeah.
It is. It's the equivalent to MK Dons getting to the Europa League quarterfinals.
Mad.
Unbelievable.
It's mad.
Unbelievable. And they knocked Napoli out.
Yeah, they knocked Napoli out. And who did it? Molde. Well, that's decent.
Molde.
Well.
Thank you.
That's decent as well.
Yeah, they're a good little team. I think they've got Soldado up front who used to play for Tottenham.
Yeah, 35 years of age, scored in both rounds, I think.
It's mad. But do you know what? I just don't want any of them. Like Ajax. Yes. I think Ajax would be the easiest of them 3 if we take Granada out of the equation.
Yeah.
But Man United have got way too many good players that can step up. And I know we've beaten them this season. Yeah, I know that. But at the same time, Pogba can ping one in from anywhere. Yeah, he can run a midfield. Bruno Fernandes, he can score from anywhere.
And when you're top 4 and the other team's playing for everything and you're playing for pretty much, a trophy, but nothing else, in terms of Champions League qualification being in the bag, the season being a success in terms of that these days. Look at what happened against Chelsea. Everyone thought, Chelsea got top 4, Arsenal need it, Arsenal will go and do the job. That's what I'm scared of again. The pain. I can't lie to you. As much as it's Europa League, that was painful. And it was because it's a British team and it's because it's a London team. United would be as painful because of our history. If 15 years, 20 years after we was battling together for the top trophies, you knock us, not knock us out of the Europa League, but you end up
final with the Europa League. Like that's how far we really, isn't it? We were battling for titles, Pizzagate, and all them ones.
Yeah,
now we could potentially be battling for a Europa League final. Fucking hell, mate! What a mess!
It hurts. I'm telling you,
it's a mess. But you know what? I do think if we get to the final, I do think we'll win it because this manager's lucky, bruv. Yeah, he is a lucky manager. Yeah, he is.
I want nothing more than to win it because, like I said, Lee, I don't want to win it just to be in the Champions League like a lot of fans want, because don't get twisted, we would get bent over next season some way down the line. I want to be in it so we got the money. And this board manager, no one talks to us about we didn't make this competition, so we have to hold back. I just want everything right so there's no excuses. And then we can finally see what they're about.
If we win it, real talk, I'm going to say this right now. People can clip this all they like. I've already said it 3 or 4 times in the last week. If we win it, I want him sacked. Real talk. I'm not even trying to like be a prick with it. I wanted him sacked before he got the job. I didn't want him to have the job. If we win it,
that's progress.
No, but if we win it, thank you very much for the trophy. That's ours. There's your payoff. Now go and get a Champions League qualified manager to go in that Champions League and get us out of the group. Because I think if we went up against a Bayern Munich, fucking hell, bro. You think 5-1 was bad? You were there.
Yeah, I was at both of them, mate. Germany and London. Both. Don't even remind me. That's when I started. That's when I started this.
I went down to Bayern Munich. I knew what was coming.
That's where it all started. Luton Airport. On the way back from Munich. Bayern 5-1. That's the first time you would have seen me on AFTV. Enough was enough at that point.
Your first interview?
Yeah, my first ever interview in Luton Airport.
5-1 at Bayern. You were going mad in that. I see it. Funny enough, that popped up on my fucking timeline maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah,
because what it's like on YouTube. Sometimes some random video just pops up from years ago. Yeah, I had the Rants one where he said he was leaving United stand. That popped up last week.
That popped up on my one as well, actually. Yeah. And the Europa League final reaction video, like when I said, it was an embarrassing performance. Literally, that's popped up in terms of my views in the last couple of weeks. In terms of, it's got another 6,000 or something views.
Yeah, they're evergreen, bruv. Some of these videos, it's like the top videos on your channel. They're evergreen, bruv. The top video on my channel is the Champions League final watch along. Arsenal weren't even in it. Yeah, that's still getting views now. The FA Cup semi is second, and the FA Cup final. All of them go up every single day. Every single day, because people will go onto a channel and it's a natural reaction to go, oh, what's the most viewed videos they've had? And
most popular.
It happens all the time. But do you know what? Real talk, I'm not even taking the piss with it either. I'm not trying to, be a cock or anything like that. If we win it, sack him. If we don't win it, sack him. Because if we win it, he ain't good enough to go against the best in Europe, mate.
But are we like not just him? Is Edu, Vinay, and
people in the chat? Well, yeah, there's that as well.
Enough. That's the thing.
Well, anyway, I'd go and get Overmars, who, by the way, is available this summer. He's leaving.
I've heard that.
Go and get him straight away. Vinay, I don't really know what he does. Real talk. What does he do?
He keeps Monkey happy, mate.
I don't know what he does, bro. He was supposed to be the commercial dude. I don't know. Well, it's worked because all of them wearing the hoodie and the t-shirts and all that the other day sold out in 2 hours. So it worked. And then Arteta's back in Prada again.
Yeah. A quick turnaround. Got the sales in the bag. And that's
scheduled. And it's not Arsenal. It's Adidas. Yeah. It's Adidas and Arsenal colluding together. They did it so fucking seamless, bruv, on a fucking North London derby weekend. Yeah. Because they knew every Arsenal fan on the planet's watching that game, yeah? So let's all wear the Adidas. That's where I was fuming. I missed out on the t-shirt and the hoodie, but I got one of the t-shirts in it, Right? But I was fuming, bruv. But they sold out in 2 hours.
Yeah, to be honest, I've heard that people were messaging me saying, "Did you grab it?" By the time I woke up, I had about 7 messages saying, "Did you get anything?" I'm just like, I don't ever get anything now. Let me go check what's left.
The only one I think I've seen you have recently was the bruised banana. I don't think you really buy it, do you?
Nah, man. All I'm about is the old badge, and even they're starting to use that in a way to manipulate us now in terms of bringing.
We've seen the mock-up for next season's yellow kit.
Yeah, using the old Adidas logo and the cannon.
Yeah, If that is the kit, that is saucy. I can't lie. That's a nice
Of course
kit.
it is, but they know what
That's
they're
what
doing.
they're
They're
doing.
playing on our emotions. That was our glory days. Well, okay, it was around our glory days. It was around better times, you know. And they know what they're doing. That's why it's difficult, you know. With the old badge, yeah, that resonates with me so much. When I see it, I love it, and I think about so many good memories from Highbury to TV screens to Europe, whatever. The new badge, I could stay away from easily. You know, I could buy fakes easily because I didn't care. This old badge just starting to bring back into play and use up, and I'm just looking at it like you lot are taking the piss. And Nike are gonna follow suit. Nike will follow suit. Maybe in the next 10 years we'll be getting our old Nike kits back as well.
Oh, 100%.
The blue one and all that.
It would not surprise me one bit, man. It would not surprise me, bruv. The way they've, and I think this season coming is the 50th anniversary of I think it is this summer coming. It's the 50th anniversary of that first ever double we done.
Yeah. 71
double, the 71 double, yeah. Well, that is the 50th anniversary this summer. Obviously, I think obviously the season's going to end, but then that's the next season's kit, yeah. They're going to take the piss with it, trust me, because they are going to probably drop. That probably is the leaked kit. That probably is it. Yeah, because
it looks like it.
Looks good though. I can't lie. That's
the problem. We're a fashion club.
My missus are going fucking spend fucking stupid money on their website, bruv. I
know what you mean. Because even it was my birthday on Thursday, and people kept messaging me before, like, I want to buy you this, I want to buy you that. I'm just like, don't buy me anything Arsenal, because even if you buy it from me, I won't wear it, because like I promote not buying. So even if you buy it for me, it'll just go into a bag, you know, for someone else down the line, because I just can't do it anymore, because they're just taking the piss even more. And I love it.
Prices are such a rip-off now, man.
Yeah, like, and you know me, I'm a tracksuit guy, so I would have loved that tracksuit. But if
do you know how much that was for the top, for the hoodie and the bottom?
190
fucking quid. Yeah, like it's Adidas, bruv.
That better come with Hassan Mawar as well in the summer, mate. Or something like that, you know. They gotta put that on the receipt or something.
190 quid, bruv. The trainers were 160.
Yeah.
Like the sliders are 35.
And the trainers, and I've seen the trainers, they don't even have Arsenal on the trainer, I don't think.
No, they're just fucking some dead Adidas trainers, bruv. Yeah, like 160. You probably made them for £1.60.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking rip-off. Absolutely.
These are 180 and they're fucking bringing out Adidas. What the hell is going on around here?
Bruv, it's mad. And do you know what, yeah? I've said this to you before, right? When you go back to games, yeah, which is hopefully going to be next season, yeah? When you go back, you watch the prices of everything in that fucking stadium go up, mate. Yeah, so you want to go and get a burger, it's not £8 anymore, it's now 10. Yeah? You want a pint? Sorry, mate, that's £7.50, not £5.50. Yeah, you want fish and chips? It's not 18 quid anymore, it's 23 quid. Yeah,
you know it's coming. You just know
100%, and people will pay it because it's their match day experience, bruv. And a lot of the people that go, it will only be the only time they go. So they 100%. Will pay it, and that is what they play on at this football club, and it's fucking disgusting.
100%. And very few clubs play on it more than Arsenal Football Club, which is embarrassing considering the size of us.
The thing is, I wouldn't mind if they played on it if we were challenging for a title.
100%. If we're challenging, bring out something every month on payday. If every month on payday, bring it out. Trust me, I'd love to buy it because I'd love to wear it, proud, chest out. You know?
But look at when you were growing up. Yeah, you're not a million miles off my age. Yeah, I know I'm a bit older than you, but like, look at when you were in the playground and that, and you were playing football and you were with your mates and that, and you were like, "Yeah, what team do you support, mate? I support United." Yeah, fuck United. I'm Arsenal. What team do you support? And you go Arsenal. It's embarrassing.
People probably start laughing in the playground. Shit, bro, it's all mad. I can't even imagine. Because I have so many good memories of school times and banter with friends and football quizzes and all of this shit, and being able to chat shit in school is perfect. And Arsenal gave me that. I don't know what it's like for the kids in school now supporting Arsenal, because
bro, they don't support Arsenal, they support Chelsea now.
Yeah, a lot of them, a lot of the new generation, they're going down different avenues. Man City part of that.
Their fan base, bruv, because they're the winning team. Yeah, there's a guy in the chat. Yeah, take me back, Pirate Radio Archives. You're old school. You're showing your age, my guy. Hot chocolate, 10 quid.
£8 all standing.
Yeah, £8. £8 a ticket, you know, just rock up on the day, turnstile settings, bruv. Like,
It's
give me a
mad.
ticket. Yeah.
Standing up for 100 minutes plus. It's what a
football's finished, man. I've
yeah.
said this so many times. It's finished, and very quickly before we wrap this up, because we've probably done a little bit longer than I was going to.
No, that's cool, man.
But have you heard about? I don't know if I asked you this last week. Have you heard about this Europa Conference League?
Oh yeah, don't even start. Don't even start.
Oh no, that was it. I did ask. Sorry, I did ask.
We'll probably be the first team in there.
Don't get me angry. I'm leaving. I remember.
Yeah, and it's the same response, Lee, man. Don't even, because you know them sort of things are written in the stars. I don't want to say it. You know, if it happens, then I'll moan moan all day about it. But it just seems like
question. Yeah.
Go on.
If we don't win the Europa League, would you sack him? And would you sack Edu? Or do you think or do you think that
me, I've come to terms with there's nothing in this season for us. Even though I've just said to you, I see a light with the Europa League. That light has just come about because of recent teams being knocked out. So if you asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have said there's nothing in it for us. I would have said we're not winning the Europa League. Again, Lee, it comes down to the tangibles around the manager and around the director of football, like Odegaard, for example. Like, I want to see activity from April, May. If I start seeing that, then, okay, I might say, all right, Arteta and Edu, you realize you've done it. Okay, good. Then the first 2 weeks of the transfer window for me matter a lot because I want to be linked to another name that's quality, that's going to come in. Maybe it'll take another week to sort that out. 3-4 weeks, I expect another player in. So these are the things I'm looking at. So I'm not necessarily saying sack them all first day of the transfer window, but I'm saying in 2 weeks into the transfer window, I might be like, sack them all. 4 weeks, I'll be like, sack them.
4 weeks, okay. Yeah.
It's one of those ones right now where it's hard for me to,
what's a good with life? Because we've seen the last 2 or 3, or the last 2 windows especially, everyone going mad about, Don Edu, what transfer, it was amazing, this and that. This summer, how many players do you think we need, firstly? And who would, like, I know it's hard to say names, but give me a rough idea of the caliber. Like, don't give me all the names. Just say, like, midfield, experts. That's why.
Yeah. I'm going to say 5 players would be a great window. I'm going to say 2 of those players need to be into the first team without a shadow of a doubt. They've done their business. They are 30 players. There's no debate between fans whether they start or not. That's right back and centre mid next to Partey. That's the 2 positions.
Yeah.
Then the remaining 3 would be another 1 or 2 central midfielders / attacking midfielders. So Odegaard would be one of them. Yeah. And then another in between central mid and attacking mid just to complement on rotation. And then the 5th and final would be a striker because Eddie and Laka, on their way out. Now, that striker could be Balogun with a new contract if they manage to do that. Or it could be an Edouard at Celtic. Because we've got Oba and we've got Martinelli, it would be a striker more for rotation, more to come through in front of Oba. So that would be the levels I'm looking at for a great window.
What about a left back?
Well, left back backup is definitely an issue.
So maybe 6.
Yeah, so I'd say because left back, I'd say 6 because then if you make Odegaard, I'm not counting loans in this. So if you make Odegaard a loan to buy option, which seems most likely, then I'd say 100% left back gets added in as well. I'd say 6 it sounds about right. Listen, Arteta said he needs 6-7 players in November. He got Odegaard in, so he needs 5-6 players by his own admission. So that needs to happen.
No, I agree. I think we definitely need a right back. None of them are elite. We need an elite right back, or at least one that's got potential to become elite.
100%.
And Basuma in midfield next to Partey, fucking hell, bro. Oh my days.
I'd love it.
I just don't want to see Granit Xhaka doing Granit Xhaka type things anymore, bro.
Hey, Flo's gonna hear you, mate. Be careful.
Maybe we should wrap this up real quick before he comes back. With that breeze again. Big up Flo. Big up everyone who's watched live as well. Make sure you subscribe to Turkish. You're going live in 50 minutes?
Yeah, Big 6.
Big 6. Bro, that show cracks me up. Is Saeed on it tonight, yeah?
Yeah, he's on there, man.
Rip him.
100%, man. Everyone gets it on that show.
His brother got married. Then his next brother, it was his birthday the next day. I tweeted him, right? And I said, only Man United can ruin your weekend.
Listen, what's happened to both of our clubs? Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? You know,
Well, it's bad. Do you know what? Yeah, like growing up, it was Arsenal United for me. Like Liverpool had just faded out from dominance, yeah, and they're taking a big decline. But it was Arsenal United. It was Fergie against Wenger, like especially middle school anyway.
Yeah,
bruv. If we had sat in the playground when we were like 12, 13, 14, saying that in 2021, Arsenal and United would be this fucked, we would have just sat there. Everyone would have said,
you don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, you're off your head.
That person would have been made an outcast by the end of it. That would have been delusional at that time.
Yeah, you're deluded. I don't. What are you talking about? That's Man United, mate. That's Arsenal.
Yeah.
Fast forward all these years later, and we're sitting there hoping and praying we can win the Europa League. Fucking hell, bro.
Trust me, getting knocked out of FA Cup, 10th in the league. No, it's all mad. It's all mad, people. But love for the love today, as always. 500 people still in the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We've done an hour. Lee, are you done for the night? You're back tomorrow, right?
I'm done. I'm shattered. Do you know what? We was only going to do 45 minutes. I said to Turkish, we'd do 45s. We're done an hour.
Yeah, it gets like that, man. When the conversation's good, you know, we just keep it flowing, man. Why not?
Yeah, man. But yeah, no, I'm done, mate. Tomorrow, I'm back at 2:00. I'm trying to get somebody on. I'm waiting for his reply. I spoke to him earlier, but I'm just waiting for a reply. If I can't get him on, I'll be live anyway. 5:00 tomorrow. I've got Eunice from Eunice Talks Football. Yeah, I've never spoke to him before, so that's going to be interesting. Never spoke to him in my life. Messaged him. He's coming on at 5, and then I've got my boy Dammy coming on at 9:00 as well. And both of them, we're going to talk about Chelsea, Tuchel, Lampard, their process.
All of that. All of that.
Yeah, man. What you got coming up other than tonight? You back again tomorrow or what?
Big 6 at 10, and that's, you know, me, like recently I've just been doing Big 6 Monday, Big 6 Friday, and I'll do my weekend match stuff. This week, obviously, international break. Who knows, mate? I'll try to fit videos in here and there, but just put your notifications on my channel, because it can just come out of nowhere when it comes to me. But love for the love, people. Lee, thanks for obviously coming on again on your own channel, but appreciate it as always.
In before you press end.
I always give you the opportunity to get the final word in. So Lee, there you go, mate.